Now he's got to line that wheel up and plow again.
We're at Swofford Homestead. And the dogs. For some reason or other, we have to have audience. Or we got to have somebody that wants to talk with us, I guess. All the dogs are wanting to talk today. We had a request for a video. I thought we'd try to fulfill that today. It's how to set a plow behind a tractor. We're going to use the old 8N Ford, but it's got the more modern lift on it. My Farmall's a little more basic. Be a good way to put it. So step on in here and we'll start talking about this thing. The reason why you got to set the tractor and set the plow behind the tractor is to make the tractor pull better. It's easier on the tractor if the plow is set right. If the plow is set right, the dirt rolls over and it covers. This plow will roll over behind the wheel. This plow will roll over and fill this furrow, or ditch as we're going to call it. Or as the old folks around here says, the fur. But it'll fill it, this one will fill this, and then this one rolls in behind the wheel. And the plow should line up with the edge of the wheel. And it should be just enough behind, off to the edge, but still in the center of the tractor. If it's a single bottom plow, it's going to run way too far over to do this. That's why we're using a two bottom. Now this plow should set level. Both plows should plow equal. That's the other setting we got to worry about. If any of this is off, your tractor is going to pull sideways. It's going to pull to the right. You're going to have to use the brakes, and you're going to have to use the steering wheel to try to hold it in line. And there's something off if you're having to do that. You shouldn't have to fight it to hold it in line, to plow a straight line, or fairly straight. We're not looking for perfect here. But to start off with, let's talk about the different adjustments. We'll start with the third arm. Of course, you know it's hard to keep your equipment picking up straight. But you use the third arm when you ran a turning plow to control the tips of these plows. That right there. It controls the depth of your plow, how deep it digs. How quickly it digs, I should say. This one set, if it was setting on the ground, the plow point itself would be touching the ground, the back would be off the ground just a little bit. Both plows same time on flat ground, same way. That generally makes a good flat pull with it. If you turn this bar, you can crank the bar and tighten it, the plow point will go down and it'll dig faster. If you loosen this bar, the plow point will raise up and it will skip across the ground and not plow. You just get where it won't go in the ground. So you need a happy medium. You set the plow down and take off forward with the tractor. The plow should slide into the ground fairly easy, but not dive to the point you can't control it. You set this close and then you can control it with your hydraulics. Let's see. Let's go with the lift arms. We're going to call this the S-bar. I know it's got a proper name, but you'll remember it because it has an S shape. It's a couple inches higher on this side for this lift arm. It's a couple inches lower on this side lift arm. 3 or 4 inches of difference. You got to lengthen this arm out in order to get them level, but you want the plow to actually tilt just a little bit to the right, because this edge here, this is how you set your cutting edge. Your edge, well, we're going to talk about this one since you're back here. This whole edge should be like a knife in the ground. It should slice. You got it turned too much, you're going to drag it. It's going to be like, like anchor. If you got the angle right, the dirt will slice, it will roll up this, and it'll flip upside down. There being a turning plow, it literally flips the dirt upside down. You flip the top over and get whatever depth you dig, comes up and comes to the top, which gives you new dirt. Gives you new soil to plant in. We'll say soil too. I like the word dirt, sorry. But setting this bar, you use this adjustment. Most small tractors have one adjustment on this side. Bigger tractors, I've seen them adjustments on both. But every tractor is a little different, but you've got some form of adjustment that lengthen or shorten this bar, which in turn will twist the plow. You want to twist the plow where that cutting edge will slice. The dirt will roll up and fall over completely upside down. But both of them do it equally. This is flat ground we're talking. We'll get the hillside here in a minute. When you get it pulling that way and it's center lined on flat ground, the tractor will slide down the road right easy. Go right down the road, no problem. You might have to turn the wheel a little bit at times because of bumps or, little stuff. But you're not having to fight it. You're not holding the steering wheel and stomping the brakes trying to stay in line. Now on a hillside, we'll go ahead and cover this since I mentioned it. If you're plowing and the dirt is flowing uphill, you're rolling it uphill, you're going to have to turn this plow a little more to get it to flow uphill because it's not going to want to roll. It'll roll up and kind of just pile up, not flip. You'll have to adjust that plow over a little bit more where the dirt will roll. If you're plowing and it's downhill and the dirt's falling, you're probably going to be too deep on this one and not deep enough on this one because your tractor is going to lean. That makes your angle off. We're talking about 2 or 3 feet of difference now, not a little bit. Most places people plow is fairly flat with a little fall. My first garden, you've got to adjust it because there's about 3 foot of fall in that garden. The second garden's almost flat, you have to adjust it back. The last adjustment we're going to talk about is where I put these turnbuckles. I've loosened them up. You can see they move. The turnbuckles stop the plow from doing this. And it also sets this edge in line with that tar. You tighten the turnbuckles. I've got this already set where this cutting edge is in line with here. Now it won't, the whole tractor moves. This way you make the first pass with your plow. This will cut a furrow or a ditch. This one will cut a furrow and ditch, but this one will roll the dirt over into this one. This one will disappear as you go by. This one will stay open. You come back to make the next pass. This open ditch is where you stick the front tar and this back tar. The right hand side of the tractor is off in that ditch. And when you plow at that time, this plow will roll over in it and fill it in and then make a new one. It makes you a new place to run. You get the plow set straight, you get the plow set where it cuts good, get it set off the wheel, and all you have to do is steer. Drop the plow, get to the end, pick the plow up, turn the tractor around, drop the plow, put the wheels back off in the furrow, drop the plow and go again. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to back up, you don't have to twist and turn. You don't have to, the steering wheel is not going to wear you out, or the brakes. You don't want to ride the brakes. You'll wear the brakes out on a tractor plowing if you've got it set wrong, which will cost you money and make the tractor pull hard. But for the most part, that's about all we can really adjust. That's the basics of setting up a plow. It comes down to getting it in wherever you're going to plow and actually pulling it and getting it fine-tuned, but this is roughly how you set it. On flat ground, like I said, the tip will be touching, the back will be off the ground maybe an inch. The edge of this first plow will be in line with this wheel. And it'll be sitting fairly flat for flat ground plowing. Once you hit the ground, that's when you see what goes on. If the tractor pulls, you know to adjust the plow a little bit. If both plows is not doing the same, you know to roll it a little bit. If it's not rolling the dirt completely over, you know to adjust it. If it digs too fast and you can't control the depth, adjust it again. This is fine tuning after this. I hope this helps somebody. I hope they enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, leave us a comment, tell us what you think. Have a good day.